when you were commander in the U.S. Air Force, you don't stand in one place. You move around the soldiers, you know, acquainted. So my name is Dr. Lulu, and we will start. And in the military, when you're early, you're on time, and when you're on time, you're late.
That's right.
So we're going to get started. And it's not Nigerian time. I'm Nigerian, but this is not Nigerian time. And yes, I can say that with my full chest, but it's not Nigerian. It's not Nigerian time. We're going to roll with San Francisco time. Someone please get the door for me to minimize the ambient sounds. I know my voice can carry, but... So I'm going to start with a poem. And whoever gets the author of the poem right.
Do you get a prize?
Are y'all closing the door? Thank you. Hey, how are you, Sean? When I started this is why I walk around, so nobody can see. I know y'all just ate. Come on to the front, people. Thank you. All right, so let's get started. Me llamo Doctora Lulu. Yes, I'm a doctor. I'm a real doctor, so you with it is what I like to tell the people on social media. People always ask, what kind of doctor are you? Like, are you a real doctor? What kind of question is that? Like if I was, you think they would ask me that? Well, that PhD, we're out here, and we're screaming. And some of us are parents of trans kids. So we're going to talk about the Black Transgender Child. And I'm going to use stories, because that's what sells. I went to my coach, she said, tell them stories in their lives. Hello? Sir? Thank you. Appreciate it. So, I'm going to read this poem to y'all. Let me know if you know the author of the poem. I'm still going to finish the poem regardless. And whoever gets it right, you get a card. I think that's over. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant and gorgeous and talented and fabulous? Actually, who are you not? You're a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so other people won't feel insecure around you, Atlantis. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us, Sean. It is not just in some of us. It is in everyone. The light is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people, what do you think comes next? I'll take that. Permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically does what? I'll take that. Liberates others. Give her a round of applause.
Marita.
Yeah. So, who wrote that poem? I'll take that. So you get a card. Meet me after the talk. Yes. So that was by Marianne Williamson. I love that poem. It is not our darkness that scares us the most. It's our light. It's the light that is within us. For those who read the Bible, it is the goodness within you that scares you the most, not the badness, so to say. Right? So let's talk about me and my mission. When I was 16, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Nigerian girl, I told my dad, who was another bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Nigerian person, I said, Daddy, I like girls. I didn't say anything like that. I thought I was going to get killed. I'm not saying that, but I said it. I said, I like girls, I kind of like boys. And my dad is a retired two-star general in the Nigerian Air Force. He's Catholic, he's Igbo, so that means he's a very top chief. And I was just like, I'm gonna die today, and I didn't even tell my friends. And my dad said something that was kind of affirming in the sense that he said, it's just a phase. Don't worry about it. You grow out of that nonsense. Go cook dinner or something, right? And the mistake I made was I believed him. Because that's what kids do. We believe our parents. Did you believe your parents' bullshit? About hook, line, and sinker. Okay, it's a phase. So fast forward 26 years later. It's like, you okay? It's not working out. This phase is not phasing out. And isn't that what we do? We bargain with our children. We tell them little lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. We tell them little lies. So maybe it will go away. So we'll have to come back. So I want to talk about joyfully parenting Black trans kiddos. Can you tell that I'm a joyful person? You'll catch me most times with my mouth open. Usually laughing out loud. Because the darkness doesn't scare me, and neither does the light in me scare me. And last time I checked, the definition of fear is what? False evidence that appears real. So I'm not buying that. I'm not buying fear solely with a ring of diamonds. I'm not going to buy it anymore. So a few years ago, I said to my now ex-wife, I love her to pieces, I said, girl, I think I'm going to retire after 30 years of practicing medicine. She was like, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. Yes. And of course, she wanted to call my psychiatrist because whole pediatricians don't just threaten to quit practicing medicine. It's just not what we do. But this one thought, if I could do something bigger and better, if I can find such a thing, I'll quit. Now, my wife was like my ex-wife. It was hard for me to say ex-wife, I didn't call her my wife. She was like, well, I'm worried about you. So she told my friend Emeka, another Nigerian doctor, Emeka took me to Starbucks. So he could talk sense into me. So the first thing he said was, are you being sued? What? Like, is your license okay? I'm like, yes. And is everything okay? I said, yes. Why do you do medicine? Why do you want to leave medicine to become a therapist is what he thought. I said, have you been talking to my wife? Maybe. In his mind, he thought I was leaving medicine to become a therapist. And the funny thing about dreams is, if the universe is your ancestors, because you know we go the West Coast, we build West Coast. When your ancestors send you a dream, and they don't send me the dream, you think there's a reason? So I said, bros, and I said, bros, come closer. If I have to explain my dream to you, okay, I might end up losing the dream. He said, I have this dream. I want to talk to people about my kid. My child happens to be transgender. And then I said, I said, you see, this is why I'm not talking to you anymore. And so, let's talk about my kid, shall we?
Yes.
Now, it's not my place to tell you my child's story. I can never do that. What I can do, though, is tell you my story adjacent to my kid. So this is what I've been doing. I've been agitating. That picture on the middle right is me at the steps of the Capitol in Texas. Somebody has to do it. Yes. And this Black Catholic immigrant woman who happens to be a mother of a trans kid, we're not taking him. I called him all kinds of names. I called him a coward. I told him, I said he couldn't even come down, roll down in his little wheelchair to come talk to me, man to woman. I said some things. I was worried for myself. But you know what? It's the light in me. So I'm just going to tell it like it is. when a parent supports their child, it doesn't make the cut for abuse. Oh, am I wrong? Who are the doctors in the space? Who are the parents in the space? Who are the humans in the space? If you had a child and you supported the child, does that make the cut for abuse? In what book, right? So I'm like, I can tell it like this. Then I was on Oprah, that's me and Queen Oprah left, I think. Bottom right is me talking to other Black parents of gender creative youth because they do exist. And I like that, and I still that that was on my original, but I still love it. I love gender creative. I was like, I'm stealing this. So I've been talking to people a lot about their kids. I also write books. I'm on my 9th in 2.5 years, because I'm extra. The middle one is my talk show. It's called The Pride Corner. It's live. And it's usually shot in my friend's restaurant in San Antonio, Texas. I have bold queer folks come and tell their stories. I also have the same show on Instagram with the same name, Pride Corner. And that's me talking to the future, kids. You know, we just gotta do this. Asked me at the Barnes and Noble's signing my little book, you know. But I realized that the dream that was given to me was the dream that I needed. And thank goodness I'm a pediatrician, because at least I have expertise? I'm Nigerian, work with me. And you know, but then this person is the prototype face in today's world of a Black trans child. Came into my orbit. I was like, hey, I'm going to use her picture. Because her parents are using her picture. Right, her face. Now, who's that?
Zaya.
Yes. But now, is Zaya Reid, the question I asked is, well, is Zaya Reid truly a prototype Black transgender child? Even my own kid is not a prototype. Because my kid has a very supportive mother who will take a bullet for her now. Most Black transgender children are not on the poster. They're not, you know, kids of movie stars and basketball players. And even if they were, we don't know them. But we know Zito, so let's use Zaya. I want us to talk about Zaya Reid because she's not the prototype. My child went to Stanford. She's not a prototype. My child has a mother who's her cheerleader. She's not the prototype. But I know for every Zaya Reid and my kid, millions of Black trans kids. And one of my friends is in the room right now. Let me find her, Dr. Yes. Thank you. We had a walk yesterday. We were walking through the streets of San Francisco. And we had a conversation, a very deep one. And she said, you know what? I'm going to give you the mic. We talked about this, girl. Don't fall my hand now. She said something that was so important about your Black patients. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So she could family practice. Tell me about it.
Hi. I'm a family doctor. I work in a mostly immigrant and underserved hospitals with a residency program. And I do a lot of gender-affirming care. And we're just saying that I realize that I see a lot of Black patients and I see a lot of trans children, but I actually don't have any trans Black patient children. And so that was the observation.
Yes.
I'm in Portland, Oregon.
She's in Oregon. So, just by show of hands, anyone who can guess, are there any Black trans children in Oregon? And y'all? Yeah. And so what I told her was, yes, they are literally hiding in plain sight. And thank you so much, my darling, for doing this, because I told her, I said, you know, I'm gonna add that to my talk. And you probably thought I was kidding, right? That's one thing I don't do, I don't kid. So I said, I'm gonna include that and let it come from her mouth, because she actually is an affirming physician. She actually said, you know what, I see a lot of Black patients, but I don't see the Black trans kids. And I said, yes, of course you don't. until you do.
Mm-hmm.
They are hiding in plain sight. My child was hiding in plain sight. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But my child went to the doctor every time she had to go to the doctor because her mom is a pediatrician. She went to the doctor all the time. I took permission to post baby pictures. This is with permission. Just FYI. One of those pictures is me. And so let's begin the talk with two wrongs. Who can guess what the first wrong is? Anyone? Yes. And yeah, I know it's supposed to be like a talk, but my talks are like really, really interactive. And I specifically told Brianna, I said, Brianna, put me after lunch. I said, Brianna, put me after lunch. People do not sleep at my talks. It's just not possible. All right, my darling. Tell me the first wrong.
Just assuming the first one will probably be assuming child's gender.
You get a car. All right, thank you. Give a round of applause, yes? Now, the second wrong. Who wants to take a chance? I want a trans voice. I want to center a trans voice.
I would say assuming you know your child and your child knows themselves.
All right, you're getting a whole hug. So the first wrong is we assigned the wrong gender. And so check out my third TED Talk. Yes, I did that. I'm just crazy. That just came out in April, so it's not out yet. But it's titled Let the Children Lead. And Monica, do you remember when I told you I was going to do a TED Talk titled Let the Children Lead? There's a lot of power in our words. Like literally, I hadn't even gotten the TED Talk in February. And I said, Monique, I'm going to do a TED Talk one day. It's going to be about children leading. Like within 2 weeks, I got somebody nominated me for TEDx SUNY Upstate New York. I had 1 month to practice my TED Talk. So be careful what you say, right? I told her, I said, I need to do a talk titled Let the Children Lead. Like for it. I want children to lead because we start by assigning the wrong doggone gender, and then we start worrying, oh, your child, they're not who the child says they are, right? The second wrong I made up. I'm cisgendered for the most part, even though as of last week I discovered I might be genderqueer. But for all intents and purposes, I'm cis-passing. And the second thing is and I'm not trans, so if I say this wrong, please correct me, because I'm here to learn. I think that they're also born in the wrong body, because they feel like their body kind of betrays them. Is that correct? I assume that, okay, thank you. But the first wrong is that we assign the wrong gender. We do. Maybe it was on purpose, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. And actually, let me go back. And so that's my baby. When my baby was that age, maybe like a couple of months after that, because we're 9 months in that picture, I told my mom, who's just as Catholic as my dad, I said, I think the baby is gay. I said, I think this one is gay. When my first child, and I'll tell you about Nigeria and West Africa, where I come from, having a firstborn male is the desired outcome. Like you're giving back, if you have a male child as the first child, you're going straight to parent heaven. You know, in West Africa. So there's no pressure, right, to have a first male child. No pressure. My ex-husband was so excited. Oh, by the way, I'm one of your few friends that have an ex-husband and an ex-wife. I just wanted to put that. Well, my ex-husband was so excited. Because we got boy, and we assigned the wrong gender, right? And I didn't know I was going with that, but that was a good story. So when I told my mom said, oh my God, get the holy water, for real. Get the holy water, get the holy water. This sprinkle on me, so that I would stop this line of thinking. And I laughed and I said, okay. But even as I said those words, part of my heart cut into me. I was like, God, please don't let him be gay. Please don't let him be gay. And the story I tell is that God looked down on earth and shook their head. Oh yeah. God's pronouns are they that in my space, by the way, because they all like the he hims out there. God is to me.
Period.
Male of a gender. That makes God queer. minimum of bi-gender, that makes God queer. Possibly non-binary, that makes God queer. So yes, God's pronouns are they, them until further notice. So God looked down, I was like, Lord, what am I going to do with her? I was like, so you really think gay is the worst thing I can do? And I call my kid X for my talks. You really think gay is the worst thing I can do? X? I was like, what do you mean? What are you saying? That is, what? No, I'm just talking about gay, please. Just stop at gay. What are you talking about, man? That's what I was telling God. Trying to negotiate my way out of it. And God just chuckled and told the angels, put on mute. Mute that for a minute. So I know y'all know these words. I'm gonna run through them really quickly. And if you don't know one of the words, just holler, and then I'll stop and explain. Everybody knows what gender is. One of the things I like to say is gender, like every other English word. I like to say the words. Everything is neutral. Every word is neutral until you put a thought to it. The word gender is neutral.
Okay.
And then you put a thought to it. And then all of a sudden, you want to mute all the people who say that their gender is not, I don't know, whatever, your idea of what gender should be.
Okay.
So we're going to keep moving. Gender assignment, yes? No? Everyone knows that? It's a boy, it's a girl. Have you ever heard any parents say, it's not binary? You did? At birth? You get a car. You get 2 cars. Yes! Love it! Love it. I have never seen a parent whose baby popped out and like, oh my God, not binary. I haven't. But maybe after listening to Dr. Lulu talk, you'll rethink your tendency to assign male or female. I got you. At birth. 1 second. I have ADD. I'm also very neurodivergent and claiming, so I will lose my little thing. And I just.
Well, I apologize, I wasn't trying to be distracting. So, but as a clarifying question, and I'm not trying to be in your business, but are you saying on a birth certificate you had it listed as non-binary? And then also, I haven't had a child yet, so I didn't know if that's even something you could ask or request, and I don't want to detract.
I think it's a safe space. I created spaces for humans, so I want us to give her an amazing round of applause for these 2 women.
Damn. Lulu.
They them. Okay, I didn't know that. They them. But it's still an assigned gender. And so someone gave a talk yesterday, and I see you. Someone gave a talk yesterday, and one of the slides had a little doodle, I guess is what they call it. And in it said there was a person pushing a baby pram. We call it pram in Nigeria. What y'all call it? Stroller. Yeah. Person was pushing the baby pram, and the other person said, so is it a boy or a girl? And the parent said, we don't know. It can't talk yet. Right? I love that. That's the picture. Well, thank you so much. My bad about the pronouns. So go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say I also did the same thing. This was the first conference my child came to when she was 3 months old. But you can do that on the birth certificate. It's a little bit harder. The biggest challenge we had was actually with the family. Getting my whole family
Getting your family to understand?
Yes, getting the family to understand and go along, because they really want a female child.
And this is one of the things we're going to talk about, because when was the last time your family got to pick what you cooked for dinner? Yeah, so we do not know how much power we have and how much we give away said power. And that's why I started by defining the word fear, right? Because a lot of times it's fear-based. Where are you from? Kind, Sandra.
LA.
LA. Nice. You look Nigerian. Just saying. Gender identity, yes, no, we all know what that is? Yeah? Okay. So, in my 3rd TED Talk, I define identity as a deep, personal, inner sense of who we are as male, female, a combination of both, neither,
or somewhere in between. That is the definition of identity. It is so individual and so personal. No one can truly tell you your identity. I mean, truly. Yet, in the news today, and I'm just going to plug this in here. If you know you're old enough to vote, please vote. All right, gender expression is how you manifest, how you communicate, how you show off your gender. And I have a story. My ex-wife, when I was commander in the U.S. Air Force, she swore that I embodied a man every time I wore those boots and that uniform. She swore, like she said, I don't know about you, but that's a man walking and you walked up, you talked, I said, really? I'm a girly girl. As evidenced by you, she was like, no. So I started looking into it and I'm like, what? Gender queer? And I leaned in. I should lean in. Curiosity. As opposed to, oh my God, what is that? Right? Fear. Fear-based. Gender roles is a performance. We're acting. It's fake news. Oh my God, that just quotes, oh. That just quotes, no. But yeah, gender roles, they're roles that we're playing a part. It's not real. I'll never finish my slides. Gender expansive or non-conforming or diverse or creative, all the same. You just call it what you like. It's a neutral word until you start thinking something about it. Then you charge the word with either negativity or positivity. Gender queer, me, myself, and I. Who else is gender queer if you want to? You don't have to. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. All three of us, me, myself, and I. Gender fluid, I think also is in the same department as gender queer. So I'm happy. Just let me know if there's any word y'all don't get. Honestly, there's a story about non-binary. I think I have it ahead, so I'll just wait. But just remember non-binary. There's a cool story about that. Pronouns. Oh my goodness. Who knows the true kindergarten definition of pronouns? Who wants to take a jab at it?
It's like a second person point of view
That's
to
something like that,
describe
right?
somebody.
A pronoun is a word that you use to describe somebody in third person.
Third person.
Like, that's what a pronoun is. But in Latin America today, a pronoun is like a weapon of mass grooming. All of a sudden, oh my God, I don't want to know my pronouns. What do you mean? I don't have a pronoun. What do you mean you don't have a pronoun? Everybody has a pronoun. Like, pronouns are like, I think I'm preaching to the choir.
She was going
And
here.
most people, like, if people knew that sexuality was not gender, I would be so happy. A lot of times, and you know what? They don't know what they don't know, so our job is to educate them, right? So sexuality is not the same thing as gender. I had to learn that after medical school. I'm like, I'm smart. I'm a doctor. Yeah. But I was praying to God. I said, please don't let him be gay. Please don't let him be. And I have permission to use the pronouns for the story. And I took permission from my kid for my TED talk. I need that for context. So I kept praying for him to not be gay. And God was like, that's your biggest problem? Okay. Mute.
I'm gonna show you.
Right. So, ages and stages, and I think Sean did justice to this yesterday. But at what age do people know or recognize their gender? Anyone want to take a stab at it? And if you're a provider, you don't get to raise your hand. I need people that, I just preach it. So, did I even need my talk today? Yeah. Everybody, this is great. Rihanna, thank you for picking the right people for my space. Yes.
Between 2 and 5.
Yes, actually the very earliest sign of gender is 18 months. A smart, black, cisgendered girl. Very smart as me. Knows her gender at 18 months. I'm a girl. At 2 years old. The boys. I'm a boy. Now here's the thing with that. Here's why I like to talk about people that want to. Monica, you see yourself. Love it. I want to talk about people who forget that there is some kind of double standard there.
Johnny. To know that Johnny is a boy at 3, right? It's okay for Elsa to know that she's a girl at 3. Why then is there a problem for Xavier to know that they are not a boy or a girl at 3? What do you think it is? I don't know. Thank you. But why do you think there's a double standard for, like I said, the joke is that I said, you know, you have 2 kids playing in the sandbox, there's a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, and little Tommy, oh, is that his little girlfriend? It's okay, it's funny, right? But you can't say that when it's 2 boys playing in the sandbox, so is that his little boyfriends? I even saying it, like, oh, why are we double standard? What's that now? You know what I mean? What's up with that? So, sexual identity, what age? Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. Hold on. Sexual identity, what age does it become? First sign of sexual identity. If anybody gets this right, you truly are going to get a card today. Who knows? The first age, the earliest age of sexual identity.
5, that's my guess.
4. Infancy. Sexual identity begins even before gender identity. When a 6-month-old smiles at their mother, it's an attraction. It's a likeness. Look it up. Don't even try to break. Don't argue with me. When I have the mic. Like I was like, what? I can learn this in medical school.com. I didn't. Sexuality begins as early as 6 to 9 months. It begins. Now, the awareness is what y'all are talking about. That's different. 9 years old, 11 years old, that's awareness. But the earliest sign of sexuality. So what we do as parents, because that's what this whole talk is about, all the things that we parents do, we suspect, like I did, and then we try to pray it away. Oh God, please don't let it be gay. Wish it away. Oh my goodness, I wish you would stop doing that. That's what I did with my kid. I was like, stop acting like a girl. Like, stop. She'd be like, Mom, how do girls act? The way you're acting, that's how girls act. You're not a girl. Stop. God, I wish you'd stop acting. Wish. Right? And then we try to talk it away. So, if you don't act this way, I'll take you to ice cream. Just don't act. Right? Am I making up anything? I need you to know, just don't do that when we go out today. Okay? And then who knows what MMM is? We make mistake and misconceive our ways through it. So let's talk about some myths, mistakes, and misconceptions. Each table gets to say one. You go first. What myth, mistake, or misconception about the Black trans child have you heard? The doctor over there just said one. She said one, and they have to hide them inside. She can't see them. That's a brand new one for me to add to my life. What else do you think? A myth or mistake or misconception about the Black transgender child that you think of? You don't know? Yeah, like they're pretending or they're faking or they don't know. Okay, I'll take that. This table, next. Anyone?
I mean, it's not really a myth or misconception, but that it's just not safe to be trans.
Well, take that. Actually, that's an interesting way to look at it. So you're one of those extra students. When the teacher says something, you ask your own question and then you answer it. Can we keep that? Who wants to say a myth or mistake or misconception?
Just from my personal experience, my mother told me that it was a phase.
It's a phase. That's a big one. A phase is a big one. What about you? Yeah. Yes. It's a Black trans child. So let me tell you how you get the answers right. One of the things I talk about is when you say gender affirming care for the transgender child, do me a favor, remove the word transgender. So gender affirming care for the child. So let's talk about myths, mistakes, and misconceptions, not about the Black child, about any other trans child. Let's try that. See if your brain will offer you something. All right. Want to try that?
I'm thinking about parental consent. I also think it's a myth or misconception that
We had to milk it, but it came out. Love it. Thank you so much.
All right, milking.
Let's give her a round. That's a good one. That's actually a very good one. That the parent needs to, because that's what's happening today in the state of whichever state. The parents have to be told first that their child is such and such before. You know, it's like, what? We just looked at it like it's 2 years of age. I'm coming. Give me one MMM. Because it's a black child, it's an abomination. I'll take that, you know. Tossing the Bible and it's over. God forbid, heaven forbid. Don't let Pookie and them hear that. Right?
Sure can.
Yes, really, yeah. Except, yeah.
They make assumptions about religion. Like I'm the most unreligious person, and that's not even in childhood. That's just in settings of anywhere. Everybody, especially other black folks, think that you have to be a traditional. You have to conform to some religion. I rely on me.
Thank you. All right, let's have another make mistake or misconception. Bring it out to your hand.
I was told that you're not young enough to know, old enough to know.
Yes, that's a big one. Give her some snaps. That's a big one. Child is too young. Dr. Lulu, how does he know he's only 19? I'm like, he's only 19. He just told me he's in college. I'm like, what? Yes, how does he know he's trans? He's 19. Isn't he too young? Okay, forget 19. He's 29. Look at that. You have one?
I only had one for a black child.
Oh, of course, that's what the talk is about. I was just trying to put context. Because people forget when they say denying gender affirming care. They think that just because the word trans there, it changes the fact that it's a child. It's still a child. So that's what I was trying to pull up. Well, of course, this is about black trans kids. I'm representing them. So yeah.
I was gonna say, getting around to me like kids.
Yes, I'll take that. That's a new one. That's a new one, but yeah, peer pressure is a good one. I've never thought about it.
White kids in particular.
I think that's a good one.
Often think some of the black parents often attribute like deviant, what they consider deviant behaviors to like you hang around too many white kids. Yes. And so even and this is maybe more of an affluent space, but like the things you can't do that your white parents can do. Yes.
I love it. I'm so excited. Like I have a girl, you can get it.
Yeah, huh?
I'm so excited. From this side. And then I think we got about 7.
Damn, stop moving.
One growing up, I don't remember who spoke, but that you trained for white thing, and so you can't do that because you're black. And then another one that you've been influenced by your friends and can't decide on your gender for yourself.
Yeah, so many. Social media, peer pressure, sexual assault. If I had $1 for every parent that was like, wait, is somebody messing with you? .com, I'll be a millionaire. Did you have one?
Yeah, if you're, you say you're trans, you're grounded.
Oh, that's a mistake for sure. I'll take that. Thank you. Anyone else?
I want to say, either you got demons in you, or you're the demon yourself.
That's
for being
black.
trans.
That's black.
Specifically.
That's black.
Specifically
Thank you. That is black. Okay.
The only reason I would say is that it's my responsibility to make sure you're properly gendered.
Oh, that's almost similar to the parents' permission thing. These are really good. These are really, really good. And so 42% of adults know someone who is transgender or uses gender-neutral pronouns. 42% of LGBT plus youth seriously considered suicide in the past 12 months. 42% of LGBT plus youth who are houseless are queer. I could keep going on and on and on. But by show of hands, how many people in the room know a person who uses gender-neutral pronouns or is trans? The same thing happened at my TED Talk when I asked the same question. And so that's interesting when we say 42%, because these numbers are very skewed, and usually it's only those who want to raise their hands. So when you see numbers, take it with a big plate of jollof rice.
I want some.
And we talked about, I wanted us to talk about 10, I think we got 10. I wanted to talk really quickly when it's a black community, this thing called religion. And I'm not saying religion doesn't pop up in the white community, except we're talking about black folk, okay? Religious news is what I call it. want y'all to think long and hard about this. Like just the power and the presence of religion in your home. And I'm not saying that religion is not good. I'm just saying religion is bad. Like that, the two different things, right? When it comes to transgender child, that's all I'm saying. Just wanted to put that out there. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying it's bad. Again, I took permission.
Come on.
These are my two children. One of them is trans and the other is not. And I said, okay, boys, go to mommy's closet and pick out a pair of shoes. Mommy's shoes, so we can take pictures. We're acting, we're playing adults. They act like themselves. And guess what I said after taking the pictures? Like, go back and go get it. Can you find anything flatter? My middle child picks the most masculine pair of shoes he could find, if you look at those shoes. So I think it was Diane that said that the kids will tell you who they are. They're being told you. So when you have that rapid onset parental something that you said yesterday, I was like, that is so true. Because the kids have, this child was 4 in that picture. And the other one was 2 in that picture. Even the body stance. My kid used to tie my scarf, any of my scarves. He said, Mom, look, I have long flowy hair. Go! Stop saying that! Or she would tie her sweater around her waist and be like, Mom, see? I'm like, why do you want to be a girl? Just stop, you know? And so the next thing I'm mentioning here is, I said, stop acting like a girl. I think that was the most consistent sentence I used for my child. And so I was surprised that my kid didn't tell me. When we create unsafe spaces, my kid, I'll tell you about it in a minute. I think I'm going ahead of myself. I know this is from the Human Rights Campaign website. The child is insistent, they are consistent, and they are persistent. So behavioral persistence for adulthood. This is, I didn't make it up, this is true. Monique, remind me, I want us to do a quick short video of protect trans youth at the end of my talk, please. I really want to do that. But those are my children, and I did take permission. I love that photo. It's actually big, 20 by 11, 20 by 16 in the house. But I love that picture so much. This is my child. And yet I looked at it, I was like, my daughter shorts. Couldn't find any. They act like themselves. Okay? And then we asked them, and they tell us the truth. And you're not supposed to do this, now I know, posthumously. Is you gay or is you not gay? This is totally my Nigerian stance. So is you gay or is you not gay? So we asked them, and they tell us the truth. And here's what happened with my kid. My child was 16, and she was a founder that she helped start the GSA at her school. How would your GSA, Gender Sexuality Alliance?
Gay Straight Alliance.
Gay Straight Alliance. Gay Straight, but it's now Gender Sexuality for Inclusion, and I love that. And it just happened that the letters didn't change. Did you know that's amazing? So
Come on, GSA.
Gender Sexuality Alliance is a new name. It used to be Gay Straight Alliance. So they want to move towards inclusion, and I love it. But my kid was like smart and went to go and have the start. I was like, wait, hold up. Is you gay or is you not gay? Well, actually, that is a very inclusive set of words to put together. You know that. I was trying to be a mom, trying to be all the things. And I tell my clients, I made all the mistakes. I don't stand here because I have. I stand here because I did. And a lot of times I thank Jehovah. And I made the mistakes. I know how that sounds. But I thank God that I made the mistakes because I can stand here with my full chest and tell you that you don't need to make the mistakes. Smart people learn from their mistakes, but smarter people learn from other people's mistakes. So don't do what I did. Don't ask your kid if they're gay. And my child said, Mom, I don't know. That's exactly what she said. Mom, I don't know. And I didn't listen. What I heard was, no. That's what I heard. Why did I hear no? Why did I hear no? That's what I wanted to hear. I don't know. It's not the same thing as no. But I heard no, and I was like, oh, phew. Or so I thought, right? Because that's what kids would, when you put them in the corner, they're gonna say anything so you can let them go. So watch the other things that are not said. And how do they respond? I don't know, it's not no in any vocabulary. It's not. And I just thank goodness for everything, like, I just thank God because what I'm gonna tell you next is bad. I've been treating my kid. My friend is Reverend Pelham. And so I took my kid to Reverend Pelham. I said, Reverend, I don't know what's going on. I just do not, I don't know. Just, can you pray about, can you just pray over here, please? Like, just pray. I just don't want him to be gay. I don't want him to be gay. And Reverend Pelham prayed and prayed and prayed. My kid went in and came out gay. I mean, still the same. You just, like, if you know what I mean. Like, kid went in, the same kid came out, the same kid. And that was it. But of all the things that my child has told me, we're going to see from now on, we're going to see just quotes, my kids' quotes. This quote doesn't make the cut because of this slide. He said, Mom, of everything you did to me, taking me to the pastor was the worst thing. I'm going to take a moment and be quiet and hold space for every Black child who is being taken to the pastor today or tomorrow. Because we're thinking that maybe you should pray a little harder or take it to a better pastor or to a bigger church. Pray the gay out. I'm just going to be quiet. I want to apologize on behalf of all the Black parents who do not know any better, who are consistently doing this. Unless I feel like you're not supposed to cry. You know, so please, and it may not be you. You may not be the direct parent. You may be the auntie. You may be the cousin. And I was dating this young man. He said to me, oh, that's a bad spirit. And here's what I did. Like, this is a space of vulnerability. I don't hide anything ever. I have no need for that. I'm so sorry, sis. I'm so sorry. I listened to the gentleman that I was fucking. Essentially, that's it. Yeah, I said that. I don't know what I wanted Reverend Pelham to do. I'm so glad all Reverend Pelham did was just talk to my kid. Because I met many people who did not end up talking.
Yes.
And I don't know if anything else was done, but I know my kid singles that out as the worst experience of all the things I did. So please, in the name of whatever it is that you believe, you cannot ungay your child. You cannot pray it away. You cannot convert it away. You cannot legislate it away. You can't do anything away of it. If that makes any sense. Take it from me. Before it's too late. And so they stopped telling us. There's a picture of, I want to, can we turn off the lights? Can we please dim the lights? I need this picture. This is a very beautiful photograph of not my child. Can we please dim off all the lights? And so my kids stopped telling me. Remember, this is my child's story. And this is my story through my child's eyes, or my child's story through my eyes. My kid stopped telling me. And so your child can stop. The light went off earlier on.
Went off earlier.
And so they stopped telling us. Look at the chin. Look at the body language. I'm not telling you. I'm not sharing with you anymore. This is my story, and I'm keeping it.
Yep.
And so my kids stopped. And I also picked that age because I'm thinking, who can guess the age of that kid?
14, 12, 13, 14.
9, 10.
Oh, I came up with 16 or 17 now, I don't know.
Uh-uh.
Because when I came off to Stanford, she blocked me on social media. And that's it.
Oh.
You're not seeing anything. And then change pronouns. Yes. Because the house was no longer safe. So I put the picture because I thought that kid was college bound. I don't know. Well,
They definitely going to high school.
Mom, our home was very transphobic. Extremely, actually, is the word I would use. But extremely was going to go into the kids' neck, and I didn't want to put extremely, so I put there. Transphobic. When I asked, so why did you block me on social media? And I do raise my kids to talk back to me with extreme care. I do. So because the house was very transphobic, Mama. I wasn't going to tell you anymore. I was done telling you. The little bit I told you ended up with Pastor Pelham and all. No, I'm not telling you no more. The little bit I didn't tell you actually because. And so what happened was I found out the hard way. And so if you see my second TEDx talk, it's titled Rethinking the Closet. Please look it up. Rethinking the Closet. Please write it down, look it up, write a comment when you watch it, give the girl some SEO ratings. So I found out the hard way. First, I had a series of shows I did during the lockdown. They were called BAGA series, Black and Gay in America series. And my kid was like, okay, Mom, I'll come and interview just this one time. And then she said, for now, the story is coming, but I'm going to say this because the next one is actually the real story. I found out when the child was at Stanford University. But during this BAGA series, she was like, well, she said something in this interview. It was like 2 words. She said something like, for now. For now. I heard that. I went back and I listened. Like, for now. And the for now is at Stanford University at the graduation. If you've heard my story, you know my kid was getting the award of excellence from the College of Arts. Yeah, I did that. We do that. We get awards. We go to Stanford on full scholarship. Music performance. Classical piano. People are like, so what does the child play? I said classical piano. They're like, oh. I said, what were you thinking? Like, I mean,
the drums.
Right? Yeah, we play classical piano. What were you thinking? Basketball? We don't even, like, no. So, on the graduation, we're getting the award. And then, said, so, and they this, and then they that, and then they this, and they that. So I'm like, son! Who are all these people? I think people are getting the award. Who are all these people? True story. And then my little child said, Mom, I think it's because X is not binary. Is that? What is not binary? So I look at my ex-wife and she looks at me and she's like, oh, that's your child. I was like, what is not binary? Yo, God. What is this? What do you mean, non-binary? What is that? I always say gay. I mean, what? Hello? And God is like, give me a toothpick. Scratch. I told you I wasn't going to stop at gay. I didn't say anything. I just said, you're worried about gay? And so what she said at that interview, she said, I am non-binary for now. I said it. And I went back and I said, the kids will tell you. A lot of children will tell you, and I don't know about the trans people here, a lot of parents will tell you that their kids said they quote unquote came out as non-binary, then came out as trans. This is my own personal experience, but also the parents that I coach, a lot of them tell me that. So I don't know enough about this, but the question that the parents want to know is, so is non-binary trans in evolution?
The graduation stuff.
But does it matter?
Right.
Except as parents, we think it matters. And we go ballistic. Oh my God! But I want to be left alone. She told me that, she's like, Mom, I'm done doing any of your interviews. And And so CBS this morning with Gil Kim and not King were like, oh, we're looking for black parents to support their kids. And your name came up like 10 times on Google and Facebook. Because I'm like, how did you find me? It's like your name just kept coming. I was like, who is this black woman to put a kid? So she was like, I'm not doing that interview, Mom. I'm done. I was like, please, this last woman is Gil King. They're coming to the house. I was like, no. And I want you to hear that. Do not use your child as bait. Do not use your child to learn. Do not use your child as whatever you want. No, I'm not doing it. Now, she ended up doing the interview, and she just showed up. She didn't say anything. She was actually at the New England Conservatory of Music at that time. So she was like, I'm just going to show my face, Mom, but this is the last time. And she's been on most of my podcasts. She's had a few podcasts, extra. And she's been interviewed, but she was like, this is it. I don't want you to say I don't want to support your business, but this is the last time. I'm going to be on any of your stuff. And I want you again, another mistake that I made. But they were trying to interview parents of children. I was the only black parent that CBS this morning found to interview, according to them. Everybody else was there with their kids. So I said, please, just this one. So it doesn't look like I made you up. People are always like, so where's your daughter? Yeah, so does she even exist? She doesn't exist. But she's an introvert, and she wants to be left alone. So they want to be left alone. And then they share their truth. On Christmas Day, 2021, I get a phone call. I'm thinking, oh, it's doing. Hi, Mom, Merry Christmas. Was Mom, I'm trans. So that's about a year and some change ago. I took off running. I ran all the way to the mall and cried for like 3 hours. I cried and cried and cried and cried. I was in fetal position for like 3 weeks. I just could not believe that God just cursed me, punished me. What did I do wrong? Why? I couldn't see. I could not see anything good coming out of my child being a black trans woman in America, which I spelled with 3 Ks, by the way. It's like, no, please no, don't tell me. And then she said those words when I was preparing for my second TED Talk. She said, Mom, when I walk in the room, the world sees a black man. I put deviant because I know that there's a gentleman from Florida who called them mutants. Anybody else? Yes. Yeah? A black man. And what are the amounts of pain that this guy is going through? The depth of the pain for him to call other black people nonetheless mutants. With his full chest. Can you believe? Ross. 18. That's Nigerian for what? That's broken English for what? Like what? How? What? So let's talk a little bit about intersectionality, surviving, thriving, resiliency. These are words I want us to leave in this room today, because maybe all of those words just equal to human. They're human experiences. But every time you talk about Black Transgender, talking about resiliency. Stop giving them a reason to show you that they're resilient. They want to be just regular people. Right. Like, serious. Oh, you're so resilient. I don't want to be resilient. Right. Like, for real, I feel the pain. Right. They feel the pain. They will need to prove to you that they're resilient or that they're thriving. You know, stop already. I'm like, I don't want to talk about intersectionality again because we already know that it's not about identity, it's about power. That's what we were told this morning. Right. So powerful. It's about power. Give them the power. And really all they want is equity. Which means, if I'm short, give me the box, the height of the box that I'll need to see what the tall person is seeing. That's equity. Equality is give everybody a box. And so my definition of equity is, equality is everybody gets a shirt. Equity is everyone gets the shirt that fits. That's equity, what you need to show up in your fullest and most authentic self. And they challenge you. They look you straight in the eye and they tell you, Mom, this is about you. My kid said that to me as I was in fetal position crying for Mom! Yes, I gave my kid permission. I raised my child to challenge norms that don't make sense. Quote unquote norms. Like, Mom, this is not about you. But for once, this is not about you. I am saying to you that I'm trans. I am needing you to support me. And you're like, oh, woeisme.com. No! This is not about you. And so parents, your child's transness is not about you. It's not the time for you to say, oh my goodness, what is Pookie gonna say? Shaniqua gonna say? Baquisha gonna say? None of that. Because you don't ask Pookie, Baquisha, and Shanae when you're making dinner. You don't ask their permission. Parent your kid already. Like for real. You don't need any of that. And that was when I woke up, I said, oh my goodness. It's not about your rights. Your rights. So the question to ask your child is, how can I help? How can I help? 4 words. In my TED talk, I said, how can I make your burden lighter? What can I do to make you feel like you count? As opposed to, oh, my goodness, what my friends gonna say? Like, what about the church? Fuck the church, and twice on Sundays. And like my sister, I want to say, I get some layaway. Is that what you said? No? Yeah, I put it on layaway also. And my kid also asked me, said, who are you grieving for? Right. What do you grieve, like for real? Let's talk about this for now. Yes, Mom, who are you grieving for? What are you grieving for? Because in the TED Talk, there was a line that said, and I understand that you need to grieve the child you expected. She said, wait, hold up. The whole TED Talk is good except this line. Who are you grieving? I was like, she said, Mom, for the first time, your child is living authentically. You should be celebrating, right? You should be celebrating. You should not be grieving. What are you grieving? What are you crying for? Your child is finally who they are. You should be celebrating your kid. And I was like, wow, wisdom from the mouths of babes. You should be celebrating. So for the parents who want to grieve, I'm not going to tell you not to grieve. I'm going to tell you to ask yourself these questions. Number 1, who are you grieving for? Number 2, and more importantly, how long are you going to grieve? You do realize that your child didn't know that they were transgender since what age?
18.
Okay, birth. Yeah, we'll take birth, right? So if you find out your child is trans at 17, how long you plan on grieving? Right? You find out your child is trans at 27, how long you plan on grieving? And so the good question is, what are you grieving? You're grieving the mistake that you made by assigning the wrong gender at birth. Who grieves a mistake? Black parents, white parents, all parents. Why is you grieving your own mistake? You should be apologizing.
Come on.
Like, I'm sorry, my bad. Why is you grieving though? Real. Because I was grieving. Again, remember these are things that I did. Okay. Then they share their updates. Mom, I started transitioning. I'm like, ooh. So this quote led to a text message that I sent to her. And I'm not going to show the text message. But I said, wow, I'm so proud of you for living authentically. You know I've always wanted a daughter, right? Now, you guys have heard about people, excuse me, you people have heard the kind of child I have. Okay, guess what my kid said in response? You've always had one. Who said that? Yes! Yes, you get a car for me, like you get a Range Rover. That's it. She's like, Mom, you've always had a daughter. Powerful question. I have a whole book with her quotes. For real. You've always had one. You've always had one. I just didn't see the child. But I've shown you all proof today, right? Like she was telling me everything about her. It's not like she wasn't. She just maybe didn't have the verbiage. She didn't understand what was happening in her body. She didn't know who to tell. Because when she told me, I took her to Reverend Pelham, right? You remember that? Okay. And then I don't want to go too deep because I don't know how much more time I have. How much more time I have?
You have until 3:15.
Okay, so I'll finish. So, y'all look up Transgender 101. But what I wanted to talk about here is sometimes your child's, the look of transitioning for your child is no transition. They just want to be themselves.
Right.
Because if I tell you how many parents are worried about, oh my God, okay, sis, I'm gonna put you out there. What about, the surgery? What about the kids just fall? They just told you and said, oh my God, but what about, they just want dinner. Like you just want you to say, okay, cool, that's it. They don't want you to paint rainbow colors on the walls. They don't want you to, none of that.
Right, none of that.
None of that,
They
please.
just want you to say, okay, I hear you. How can I be of service? How can I help?
Take that
What can I
shit
do to
down.
make the brain lighter? That's it. Oh, what if they get bullied at school? What if they get bullied at school? What you gonna do? If your child was not trans, what will you do if your child got bullied at school? Same thing. Remove the word transgender and just think the child is a child.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all, for real. I really appreciate y'all. And this is when your advocacy comes up and your kids' doctors. As parents, you need to roll up in there. And I usually use these medical conditions only because I can't find one. Not because your child's transgender is a medical condition. I'm going to say that right up now. But if your child has epilepsy, you're not going to be crying, well, you might cry a little, but then you're like, okay, you call the neurologist, you call the something, you call that, and I call, right? You're like, oh my God. And you start looking it up and really do your research and say, yo, doc, what about this thing that I found out that I saw that some study, right? If your child had anything else, was anything else, you will do the same. Your child was twins, you will do the same. Like this is like just parenting 101. A parent's ally is what I want all of y'all to be. Allyship is a doing word. It's a freaking verb. It's not a spectator sport. You don't look pretty as an ally. You get into the sandbox and get dirty as an ally. You tell strangers your story as an ally. You cry if you have to as an ally. You go to the Capitol and cuss out the sitting governor on a wheelchair as an ally.
Yes.
You might as well get arrested as an ally. That's what you do. You get gangster as an ally.
And twice on Sunday.
Hello?
And on layaway, right?
I don't know. You become the most feared, most revered tigress. You become, what is the wife of Simba? No, not Simba. The Lion King, what's his wife?
Sarabi.
You become freaking Sarabi overnight as an animal. Sorry. Because the female lion, as y'all know, is the huntress. I know y'all know that, right? Okay, nobody does this because he got a man and he's yawning and all. They don't know what. They don't know jack. This is why I say God cannot female honey. I checked that. How it looks. Because of health inequities, I'm going to start pouring out of, we've talked about that already today multiple times. All kinds of health inequities are going to start pouring down because your child is trans, because your child is black. Which is why I'm talking about blackness today. We're centering black trans kids today. Your child is already at a disadvantage. I hate to say that. In America, in Nigeria, in Kenya, in Uganda, everywhere. You need to put on your tiger shoes on. We're going to war for our kids. It's what we do when we wake up. That's what parents do. You don't feel sorry for yourself. You don't start crying. When my kid was younger, one time on the school bus, somebody took her glasses and broke them. Huh? I was like, dude, what happened to your glasses? Oh, Mom, it's like, no, it's not nothing. What happened? What happened to your glasses?
Agreed.
And he's like, oh, this kid, such and such and such, who's the kid? What do
Go
you
up
mean?
here.
Shanika, Monisha, let's go. We rolled up to their house, cooled up, took up my ears, handed this for me. And I had a chit chat, mother to mother. And then we went to Charlotte Eye Earrings and Total and bought the most expensive pair of replacement glasses. That's what I did. That's what parents do. They go to war. So I need y'all to please listen to me when I say this. And then we start opening up and have tough conversations like, she's a traveling tutor. So a few weeks ago, I was like, so, I know you have this thing, this gig in Florida. You know, she's like, Mom, it is what it is. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to live authentically. I'm going to Florida. This is the kind of kid that your child becomes because they know they've got their Harvard. So I'm going to Florida. Flower young. One of the things I talk about in my second book is, you know, I always tell the kids, make sure you come back, make sure you come back. So one of the baby was like, Mom, why do you always ask us to come back? The book is titled, I know you want to know, How to Teach Your Children About Racism. Look it up. Why do you always, my baby child said, why do you always ask us to come? I said, because Trayvon Martin went around the corner. And never came back. So I always say come back, which in Igbo land, is a way of sending off your kids and saying, may the ancestors bring you home. So I say that in my language, and then he wanted to know what does it mean, and I told him what it meant, and he said, oh. So now, on his way out, he said, Mom, I'll be back. That's what a black mother. I don't know any other race mother who will understand what I just said. The need for your child to go down the street and freaking come back. I wrote that book because someone called the police on my kids during the lockdown while they were exercising in the neighborhood, and the people drove behind them all the way to my house. In the lockdown, this is the same neighborhood where they've been standing at the bus stop every day for 10 years. It's not safe. So I will tell my child to please come back. She said, Mom, Planned Parenthood of Texas sucks! Because she went to Boston, was at the New England Convention, and she said, oh my God, the Planned Texas in Boston was so good. The building was so nice. I was like, but the one in Texas sucks. But this is what happens when you have that rapport. Your child starts telling you things like that. She's like, Mom, man, I just wish don't you have any friend that could just call my medicine in for me? And we talk about anti-trans things. We talk about them. She doesn't like talking about them. She says, Mom, I'd rather not discuss this with you. Talk about them. Right? And you know this hashtag?
Say your name.
It's a hashtag that I want to just put out there so that my own ancestors can not y'all listen. I don't need this. I'm a kid or anyone in here. But we discussed that hashtag in the house. Because it's a reality for some. And we share their good news. So on March 31st this year, TDOV, she said, Mom, guess what? I was like, what? So good. I'm so thankful that I've been blessed to raise this kid. Right? Because it's like, there's a whole new world out there. Right? A whole new world of things to learn. They find their friends. They find lovers. They find their people, right? They do, hold on. They find all these people from a very young age. And if you earn it, they might even share it with you. They might share the information. So beautiful. Such a beautiful thing. And yeah, they share their fashion sense. And that's what my kid said to me. And I was like, okay. She bought this, I think it's the next one. So she's completely bald. And she loves it. She's like, yes, Mom, my hair, my nails, my entire fashion sense is a reflection of my fun something from H&M. I'm like, $45? I said, we could have gone to Ross for like $6, but no, Mom. And so I put size 12 women's shoes because it was a journey. Now, she used to be size 13 and a half. And so this is something that I learned for the doctors here. Your trans women's feet will shrink on these shoes. I didn't know that.
Yes.
So we had to go through the entire neighborhood looking for size 12 women's shoes.
They do.
Pretty. So these are experiences that, as a mother, I'm just so thankful that I'm able to learn. Now, my ex-mother completely excommunicated. I don't know if my wife carried it with her dad, or my kid did it. I guess reverse divorce. But he doesn't get it. These are the things he gets. This is a good sign. This is a joyful parenting of a trans child. And they celebrate their trans joy and self-advocacy. My kid is very happy. One of the things I want people to understand is trans people are not just sad. They're not crying all day. They're happy freaking people. I mean, they are black twice on Sunday.
That's true.
They know how to harness their joy, and they will advocate for themselves as we've learned today. They don't need you, parent. That's the thing that I learned. She said, Mom, this is who I am, and if you're not ready to support me, this is it. I'm not going to breastfeed you for another 23 months, so we're going together. So I was like, okay, I got to lay down and humble myself, and then really to learn what all I need to learn about this beautiful child. I want to know. Please show me. I want to know about the stranger's life, because my kid is like a stranger, right? But then again, she's like me. I'm trying to learn. And that's what parents should do. Just never been this happy. She said, no, I've never been as happy as I am right now. If your child says that to you, how can you not get some of that joy? How can you not? And the March of Us is the first time ever in the city of San Antonio. We had the first ever March of Us for trans girl visibility, and it was very, very successful. I was there with my little self. And I was telling Monique, I went for the first time to BTAC last week and a half in Dallas, Texas. I've never seen a ballroom. A ballroom. A grand ballroom full of happy trans people. Like the fuck! Yeah! They do exist! They do exist. They gotta find them. But they're there, hiding inside. And so, where are us? Where are us parents? The cis-passing parents, the cisgender parents, the black parents, your family members. You will learn to love. You will learn to unlearn all the bullshit you've been taught, because that's all lies. And you do not relearn. That's one of the things I wanted to put here. People say that I unlearn, and you do not. What does relearn mean? Who can tell me why I do not say relearn? I say learn anew. What does relearn? What does that mean?
Learn the same thing.
The same thing. That's what relearn means. When you unlearn something and you relearn it, you're learning the same thing. So you do not. I'm a wordsmith. I said that. You don't relearn. You learn anew.
Yes.
I just wanted to put that out there. And then as parents, we need to listen, and then we need to hear. But I think the most difficult thing for parents that I coach to do is that we do not want to accept ourselves as parents of queer kids. And what we do many times is we place our kids in conflict.
Which kids on the street?
So, Queen Oprah said that because everyone deserves to live their highest and truest versions of themselves. Everybody. All of us. And I said, because parenting a trans child is about But if it's the next right thing, it's right. Just do it. That's what Nike said. If you try to do it, think about doing it, consider doing it, they said just do it. So what to do next? Right. Okay. I really think I'm talking to the choir here. But hopefully, one second. Hopefully, y'all heard me. You can tell someone about it. You can tell someone about me. Who wants to take a job and tell me what their next right thing will be today? Yes, I'll take that. Yes.
My next right thing is to hold space for you, because your transparency, seriously, these conversations right here don't happen. And very candid. I love it. Seriously, the whole time I've been sitting here. I transitioned at 15. I'll be 56 this year. My mother them still, now to this day, have problems with gender identities. It's not a phase. I told you, just like you said, they will tell you, you have to use your active listening skills and shut the fuck up and get activated. The whole time I've been sitting here, I was like, this, I want to be adopted.
Too late.
All right, I'm too old.
I went to that age, I was 55, my next birthday, so we can adopt each other.
But I want to hold space for you and say thank you. Thank you. We need more conversations like this with the intention of highlighting Black parents, because they do more damaging than they do good. Ostracizing does not help. Your language and apologizing and beating up yourself, it's not about you. It's not about you. What did I do wrong? You wouldn't shut the hell up. You wouldn't confirm me or affirm me. You wouldn't support me and stop this grieving. I'm grieving for you because you're ignorant. And twice on Sunday.
I know that's right. And so, you want to tell me what their next right thing is? Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you so much.
I'm going to be going off script. I do have an next right thing, but something that's important to me, I do also want to express appreciation for your total vulnerability. And honestly, but sitting here, I feel like I can't leave without asking you, you know, because 2021 wasn't that long ago, and you and your child are in your own different journeys of healing or not grieving or working through separate and together. So when you come to a space like this, you know, how do you have your child's consent? Because we don't get to be this real and honest about it. And so I'm just curious, like, how have you brought your child into, so we know sitting here that you guys sharing your different trauma or shared trauma and stuff, like, you know, you've got her support, and it's okay to be this transparent and be this vulnerable. I'm just wondering, like, how you do what you do without it hurting or harming any further.
Yes. So in the space, in the transgender space, there will always be people, let me just say Black parents and put it that way. There will always be some people who are teachers. My daughter is my executive assistant. She does all the things. She checks these things for grammar, for other things. Like I said about the TED Talk, she could take that line out, right? Yeah. And she watched my third talk, she's like, oh, it's amazing. But there was something going on with your energy. I said, how did you know? She said, I don't know, you were just not yourself. I said, well, they told us to not move around. Like I told her, something to say, right? Somebody I was like, they told me to stand in the light was bright, and she said, I knew it. It makes sense now. So we kind of get each other. But just like being Black and about the whole talk about racism, there will be some activists. But not everybody wants to talk about racism. Don't ask me. And so you have to kind of know what, for me, if you know me, you know I just ask for what I want. And I'm okay with you saying no. Like I asked Bree, I said, can I have a right so I can walk around? Just ask for what you want. And usually if you have the right intention, you will get it because the impact is big. And that's why you always see her baby picture, because we're still waiting for her features. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty right now. She's like, oh, I don't know when you guys take pictures, because, you know, it's traditional. that thing will come, and I don't need her pictures even. But I just want that particular photo, that one with the shoes, I think is so important, just so people can see that the kids have been showing you who they are from way back. So I don't know if I answered your question, but I just ask, and she knows that I really am meaning well to teach, and she understands that I'm doing this for the good, so I think that's why. And I think my time is up, so I'm going to ask y'all to just do me a favor. I guess what I want to say, these are the parents, these are Black parents that I met at the Black Transgender Coalition. I couldn't believe that there are this many Black parents who are joyfully parenting their Black trans kids. I just honestly could not believe it. I was so happy.
This was in Texas?
Yes, this was last week in Texas.
Wow,
Yes.
wow.
Last
Awesome.
week. It was so good. And then I'm going to ask y'all, if anything I said today, by show of hands, how many people in this space did my message touch you in any which way? Can you please, to repay me, just to thank me, please can you do that little short survey so you can get my list of 7 mistakes that parents make? And please and thank you. I really want to say thank you also to Brianna, because yes, Brianna was fangirling me as I was fangirling her. I was like, oh my God, I've been binge watching your videos and like, oh my goodness, Brianna, thank you so much for holding space for me, for allowing me to just kind of be who I am and just speak from my heart, unscripted. I mean, I finished the slide like this morning. I was like, I'm just going to put this, I'm going to put Zachary in there. And I was like, okay. I probably sent to, I don't know, 10 different renditions of the slide, because I was like, I just think about something and I learned something and I want to put it in there. So thank you for allowing me to just come here and hold space for Black parents. And I want Black parents to know that I'm not here to demonize you. I really truly don't have that in my body. But I am here to give you a wake-up call. Because the question is, do you want a gay child or do you want a gun child? G-O-N-E. And because trans, I couldn't find another T. I know, I don't know what to tell you. I couldn't find another T that goes with trans T. So I just said, I'll go with gay and gone. Because that was my prayer. So my kid is not gay. But my kid could also be gone from me. Like, suicide is real. Most people do not know that African American kids aged 5 through 12 are twice as likely as a white counterpart to die by suicide. This is a real number. 5 through 12. So I am doing the work. I made all the mistakes, so y'all don't have to. And I will keep doing it. So if you're done, please raise your hand. If you're done filling out the survey, just raise your hand so I can go on to the next slide. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Okay, can I have the lights back on, please? So are y'all done with the survey? Yes? No? Maybe so? Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. So I'll take questions. And while you're thinking about your questions, this is my next book. Please sign up to be the first to know when the book drops next month. This book was Brianna's brainchild. So Bri and I were talking, and I was like, you know what? I'm writing a book right now. I'm just like not feeling that book. And she was like, well, you know what? I said, I want to write one about like introducing the Black. I said, well, just write it. Just write it. I was like, I will. And that's the book, Brianna. A month ago, this book didn't exist. Like a month ago, Bri and I were talking about me coming to do this talk, and then the book is in editing right now. And it's almost ready. So I'm so proud of all of y'all. Thank you for sitting down and just listening to me, because I know my raps are smooth, you know. But every good rapper is a good listener, so I appreciate all of y'all. So please sign up to be the first to know when the book drops. And let me see. What I have next. Can y'all give a round of applause for my slides? Everyone here gets a copy of that. I have them in my little bag over there, so I'll share that. And I think, oh yeah, I have the first ever virtual parents conference coming up May 11, 2024. And I think maybe y'all are the wrong crowd, but that 3-day challenge is going to be May 26th. So if you're a parent, or if you know a parent that may qualify for free challenges, all about gender, all the things we talked about today, please tell them about it. Muchísimas gracias.
in the app, you can email me and I can send it to you.
So I want us to just do like a Protect Trans Kids video. Is that okay? Or anybody who wants to. Yeah, thank you.
Ooh, man, that was something.